amidst the escalating tensions between India and China following the Galwan Valley clash, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today sent out a strong message and assured the nation that the sacrifice of the Indian Army personnel would not go in vain. Addressing the nation, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that India wants peace but is capable of giving a befitting reply if instigated. We have this report.
हमारे जवानों का बलिदान व्यर्थ नहीं जाएगा।
Sacrifice of our bravehearts will not go in vain, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. While paying tribute to the martyred army men who laid down their lives to keep China's PLA troopers at bay at Galwan Valley in eastern Ladakh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today broke his silence on the matter and said that India wants peace but is capable to give befitting reply if instigated.
भारत शांति चाहता है, लेकिन भारत उकसाने पर हर हाल में यथोचित जवाब देने में सक्षम है।
20 army personnel, including commanding officer of 16 Bihar Regiment, martyred in clash with Chinese troopers at Galwan Valley in Ladakh on the intervening night of June 15 and 16. Although India gave out names and number of martyrs on its side, China, on the other hand, as usual, has been tight-lipped over casualties suffered by its troopers during the clash. As per reports, China's PLA suffered 43 casualties. According to sources, the commanding officer of the Chinese unit engaged in the violent face-off of the intervening night of June 15 and 16 at the Galwan Valley is among those killed. However, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson, when being asked about it, refused to comment on the matter. In fact, China has tried to put the blame entirely on India, claiming Galwan Valley area as part of Chinese territory. It's for the first time in over 4 decades that there have been casualties of troopers on both sides. Tributes were being paid to the martyred army men at Leh Army Hospital. Meanwhile, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today held a crucial meeting with service chiefs of Army, Air Force and Navy and the Chief of Defence Staff Bipin Rawat and asked them to be ready for any eventuality. An all-party meet has also been convened on June 19 to discuss the situation in India-China border areas. The External Affairs Ministry informed that the violent confrontation between both the armies of India and China in eastern Ladakh was a result of an attempt by the Chinese side to unilaterally change the status quo in the region. Chinese People's Liberation Army has been trying to occupy ground position on basis of its idea of LAC since early May, says former India ambassador to China, Gautam Bambawale.
From early May of this year, what the Chinese PLA has been trying to do is it has been trying to occupy the ground position on the basis of what is its idea or its perception of the LAC. Now, obviously, we don't agree with their idea or perception of the LAC.
Meanwhile, protests have erupted across the nation against Chinese aggression at Galwan Valley. Army veterans led the protests in the nation by holding demonstrations outside the Chinese embassy in New Delhi.
इसका जवाब चाहिए और इसका ईंट का जवाब पत्थर से चाहिए। भारतीय सेना हर हालत में हर तरह से सक्षम है।
The clash between the troopers of both the sides took place in the precipitous, rocky terrain of the strategically important Galwan Valley, which lies between China's Tibet and India's Ladakh. This is not the first time that the two nuclear-armed neighbors have fought without conventional firearms on the border. India and China have a history of face-offs and overlapping territorial claims along the over 3,000-kilometer line of actual control separating the two sides. News Desk report, Northeast Live.